called the Dewfield.
Dewfield. Yeah. We have been paying
Dewfield.
attention, Peter.
Hi, Nancy.
Hi, Diana.
Hi, Sunny.
Hey, Nancy.
Hey, Alex. Hey,
Hey, Diana.
Hi, Bev.
Hi, Peter.
Everybody.
Hi,
Hey, Beth.
everyone.
Paula.
Hi, Diana.
Hey, Yuri.
Hey, Beth.
Hi,
Paula.
Viv. Hey,
Hi,
Sandra.
Paula.
Hey,
Hi,
Paula.
Julie.
Stephanie.
Hi, Judy.
Hello.
Judy.
Hi, Paula.
Hey,
I don't know who said that.
Hi, Diana.
Hi, Diana.
Hi, Esther.
Diana.
Hey,
Hi,
Nuno.
Alfred.
Hey, Diana.
Hi,
Are
Alfred.
you okay?
Hi, Nino.
All good.
Hi.
Hi.
Nuno, what are you snacking on?
Oh,
Nuno.
this is yeah. This is arandush. I don't know what this is called in English. Arandush
Linguiça.
is
Hey, Sunny.
I see in the bag.
Hi,
Hi,
Sunny.
Sunny.
Hello.
I
Can you
love
hear
Sunny.
me?
I
Hi,
love
Ed.
it.
Hi, Bev. Can
Oh,
you hear
you
me?
sent me
today?
a picture.
Yay.
Hey, Nuno,
Yay.
hold up the bag. Hold up
Nuno.
the bag.
Share with the
now.
group,
I can't
Nuno.
see it.
There's Wendy.
Hi, Wendy.
On the berries? The
yeah,
berries?
dried ones.
Yeah,
I
I
can't
just,
see the back.
yep.
They look like raisins.
No, they're smaller than
No,
raisins,
it's
right?
no, they are bigger than
Hi,
raisins.
Jan.
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 Hi, Jan.
Hi, Jan.
Jan.
Hi,
Hey, everybody.
How
Hey,
many people?
Scott is here. Jan is
yeah.
Hello,
Hi.
everybody.
Hi, Annie.
Hello,
Hi,
Scott.
Scott.
Hey, Scott.
Scott. Hi, Scott.
Hello.
Hi, Sunny. Hi, Diana. Hi, Judy.
How
Hi,
many?
hi.
Hello.
Hi, Nuno.
Hi, Wendy.
Hi, Jan. Hi, Alexandra.
Hi, Wendy.
Hi.
Wendy.
Where's
Hi,
the back?
Julie.
We can all be see and be seen.
Hi, Wendy.
Wow, we have 28.
Hey, Jan.
Hey, Esther.
Hi, Diana. Wait, who was that?
Dan
Wendy
has
was
lots
that?
of people.
Is
Hi.
Maya here today?
Hi, Scott.
Wow, 4 people.
It's a full house.
Oh, we have 3 over there.
I think we are.
We have
I
3.
think we are going for a
3.
quantum
record.
personal best today. Yes, for a
Yes.
record
Yes.
today.
Oh, there it is.
Oh.
No,
It's-
many.
This is Randy.
Okay.
Hi, Randy.
Hi,
Hey.
Randy.
Hi,
to meet
Randy.
you.
Welcome.
Here's Sandra.
Hi, Sandra.
Sandra.
Hi,
Here's
Sandra.
Debbie.
Hi,
Debbie.
Hey.
Wow.
Oh,
That's
we're in
great.
for a treat today.
Hi, Jen.
Somebody who lives close to me.
Is that not amazing?
That's amazing.
That's
Amazing.
That's a four
Wow.
for
believe
one.
her.
Time we would do
That's right.
Yeah,
4 for 1.
Now we
4
got
for 1.
party there.
Yay.
That's so neat.
Is it an hour of this? It's gonna get
We
weird.
need a bigger car.
So, Dan,
Yes.
Harry's coming in.
the man. Introduce him.
The man is Randy White.
Yeah, hi, Randy.
Hi,
Hi,
Randy.
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 Randy. Welcome.
And he is awesome.
Yay,
Of course he
Randy.
is.
He must be if he's with all of you.
Yes.
Yes.
That's right.
That's my.
Welcome, Randy.
Welcome. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Hi, Yuri.
Hi, Jen. You're having a party.
Hi, Yuri.
Hi, Paula.
We're up
Jan.
29.
We're all in. We're all in.
Hi, Debbie. Hi, Sandra.
So far, a record, we have 32 here today.
Yes.
Wow.
Awesome.
All right.
Yay.
Yay. Very good.
That's
There should
exciting.
be another
Yes.
5 coming, but they're not.
Well,
Is
now, yeah.
Brian here today? Julie, is Brian here?
No, Brian, he just ran out to get a new battery.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, Scott.
Scott.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi,
Scott.
Okay, I
Hey,
think
Yuri.
And there's the other Wendy. Hi, Wendy.
And there's Harry.
Harry's here.
Yes.
Harry.
His camera's not on.
Green, you have the best
Don't see him.
Hey, Cynthia.
There's
Hi,
Cynthia. Hi,
Cynthia.
Hi, Cynthia.
So,
Cynthia.
Okay, it's cranberries.
Oh,
Cranberries, okay.
Cranberries,
Hi,
yes.
Esther.
yes.
Hello, how are
lovely.
you?
Hi, Harry. Hi, Hector. Whoever Harry is.
Hi, Hector.
Harry turned,
Harry.
we're
Harry
up to
turned
30.
89 yesterday.
Good.
Well,
Actually,
I
Hey,
have a,
Harry.
Harry.
Happy
have a
birthday.
question,
It's
Peter.
33.
Yes.
because
Wow,
there are four in
that's really
one.
great.
Hi,
Wow.
Carolyn, welcome.
Carolyn.
Carolyn,
Hey,
yes.
Carolyn.
Hey,
Hi,
Carolyn.
everybody.
Carolyn.
Hi, Carolyn.
33 on 11/22.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Very
Nice.
cool.
That's a
Hey,
good one.
got it.
Wow.
Yeah, 33
That's a
on
great
11.
one.
Hi, Carolyn.
33 is the record. 33 is the record.
Yay.
Yay.
Hey.
Yay.
Are you recording, Yuri?
Yes.
Yeah, we are both recording. I'm gonna mute all.
Smile.
Okay, bye.
Camera.
Hi.
Peter, please unmute yourself. Peter, can you unmute yourself? We lost him. Peter, unmute. You're talking, but your mic is
And,
Yay, now he's on. Yes.
okay. And you is gallery. Okay.
Look at
So-
the group down there. Yes.
Right now, it's you and I, Noreen. So who wants to unmute and ask her question?
I have a question, Peter.
Okay.
Could you better correspond the terms quantum, beyond, and progression? How do they correlate?
Quantum, well, we're quantum. So that means we're all one. But it means we're unique and equal. And as we become quantum masters, we master all change. So the reason for quantum mastery is change mastery, because that's what we're really interested in, being the master of any change that we might experience. So what else, Cynthia?
Beyond and progressive or progression.
Well, beyond, there really is nothing beyond mastery, because anything, whether it's fun and or happy and or personal growth and or skills growth and or quantum analog, you're a master of. So, and beyond doesn't exist because time doesn't exist.
Does beyond expand the realm of quantum?
No, the realm of quantum is absolute. Therefore, you can't expand it, but you can master it. And when you master it, you have no more death, no more aging, no more disease, anything that comes your way, you are the master. To return to quantum, because we're all from quantum, to return to quantum takes about 5 years. Now, we started early. We started in the fall of 14, and we brought in conscious water. Hey, Brian.
Now I can hear you. I had to take the music out.
So
Oh, there you are.
we did the final test a month later on the truth of quantum love. Not acting, but having the truth. So we knew that quantum love is everything. But it took us a long time to get there because we had to be a certain degree of quantum. And so we had conscious water, and conscious water we had in the October of 14 at Ann's. And then a month later, more of us met at Harry's in Virginia, and we did the final test on quantum love. And anybody that attended that meeting, there were 46 of us, noticed the love was way above anything they had ever experienced. And most people comment on the love they had experienced at that meeting. So then what are the benefits of quantum, of mastery? Well, you don't die, you don't age, you don't get disease. You become, your skills get deeper and deeper and deeper. And your skills, both as a person and the skills you have, your ability to use the computer. Some of you don't like that. Others couldn't do without it. And it's all a choice. It's simply a choice, but it's an endless choice. Endless is forever. Infinite has numbers associated with it. A 1 divided by a 0 is infinite, but it's not the same as endless. Endless never started, never ends. And that's what we all are. Yet each day is unique. We are all equal, and it's unbelievable. It's like having a storage you share that is absolutely not believable, but it is believable. And it takes work, and it takes about 5 years to return. So how's that to you?
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. So who else has a question?
Peter, I have the story. Would that be all right?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. I've been here 11 days in the villages, so I feel like that's kind of a real special day, and it's awesome to see everybody. You just talked about change. Have I ever had one? I have gone from the dryer to the microwave. And it has been extremely challenging for me because I didn't know what was going on. My cell phone, which is a flip phone Verizon, it's not an iPhone or a whatever, would not work. People were trying to call me. The calls were dropping. I couldn't communicate with anybody. So I was looking at my Wi-Fi connection and was like kind of shocked because I saw that I was connected to 5G energy.
Wow.
And I am literally, when I hold this mouse, when I hold my cell phone, when I hold anything, or I'm too close to something that's step digital energy, it literally feels like the electricity is in my fingertips, moving through my hands and up my arms. It's a horrible feeling. And even trying to sleep, because my bed is in this room with the computer. I lay down in bed and I woke up like 5 or 6 times with my arms tingling like I had electricity in me.
Mm.
I thought, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? So I moved to the other bedroom where there's not even a digital clock, which helped tremendously. But then I thought, okay, now what magnificence, what are you telling me I need to be doing here with this change? I need to master this change. I need to balance it. I need to grow through it. I need to build my quantum strength. And so I've been pulling, quantum water, quantum strength, reaching for it like crazy. Every time I feel the vibrations, I'm drinking a lot of conscious water. And I'm trying to get outside. And so I said last night, I said, okay, I'm going over to the square because they have live music at the square. It's 3 miles away. I went there and it was a fabulous band. And they said, we are the new paradigm. And I thought, how perfect.
Mm.
The new paradigm that I have right now is one of the biggest challenges I've had from the very beginning of quantum. And I'm just knowing that I'm going to be strong enough to withstand any ill effects of this 5G energy that I'm experiencing big time. So are there any other opportunities for me to do something different so that I can, or will I just realize what they are?
You will realize daily, not once in a while, each day what you should be doing if you want to be quantum. And that requires, in some cases, multiple steps. And you get all the steps at once, but you have to have the courage to do each step, as opposed to require one step and then say, I'm busy.
No, I'm not too busy. This is not fun.
Exactly.
Although
So,
I'm trying to make it fun somehow. I don't know.
and the key is having the trust to do multiple steps.
Yeah.
It's trust in the multiple steps, and it's your magnificent.
Trusting.
Your magnificent knows for you, because you are equal, unique. Everybody else is equal and unique.
Has anyone else dealing with 5G in this way, or am I just extra sensitive?
Diane, where are you seeing the 5G? Is it on your router?
It's on my Wi-Fi address.
Yeah, that's a different 5G than the
Could
actual
you
5G.
explain the difference, please? Because whatever I'm experiencing is real for me.
There are usually 2 channels to your Wi-Fi router. So those 2 channels, one works around 2 gigahertz, and it just has a no dash to it and any digits behind it. The other one is called, mine is called QSN. So I have a QSN basic and I have a QSN 5G. That 5G is actually a 5 gigahertz faster connection to your device. It's not the 5G cellular.
So how would I know if I'm connected to the 5G?
Well, you can switch it back to like the 2G connection, whatever name your router is, you'll have 2 of them on any.
I'm not in right now. Please leave a name and a brief message.
What?
I didn't think there was any 5G from cell towers in the nation.
Yeah, no, this is not cell tower. This is a wireless router 5G, which is more like a 5 gigahertz frequency band that comes to your machine if you choose it. If you don't, then it doesn't.
So I'm.
So it's another experiment.
It is, yeah. Mhm.
A pre 5G.
Yeah, no, see, different because it's been in existence for a long time.
Okay.
I've had my router for 4 years and it had both options all the time. The biggest difference between the cellular 5G, which is a millimeter wave frequency band, so it's gonna, come in much more powerful but short range. So that's what it is.
Maybe part of
Thank
the
you, Nuri.
problem is that I have we have the 2 big towers right outside of our development. The cell towers, and maybe it's just because we're so.
That should be it.
Probably the cell towers.
Oh, yeah, the big towers, because that's high voltage.
Yes, so that's why I'm feeling this, what I'm feeling.
Yeah, yeah, because you're extra sensitive.
I am, everything.
Oh, yeah.
Everything, yeah.
We are.
There is also some devices like Faraday cages Peter has talked about in the past. You can buy them for your wireless router. You can also buy it for your smart meter and put it around it.
And what are they called?
Faraday cage.
Faraday cage.
Oh, the
Yeah,
cage.
they say that aluminium paper does it fairly well also.
Used Faraday cages all the time.
So your microwave is a Faraday cage.
Meter on your house?
Mhm.
I was asking Diane Joy if she knew if she
I
had a
really
smart
don't
meter
know.
on her house.
I don't know. My son's bought the house, and so I have none of the information that's connected with it. I
You
don't
can find
know.
that out too.
Okay,
But whatever it is, it's an opportunity to balance a new experience, yes.
yes, I'm realizing that, and
And you can do it,
it's kind of exciting because I know that I've got a challenge
yeah.
to
You're
work.
getting stronger.
Something to be aware of, that once you enter beyond the threshold, you are immune to things like COVID-19. It just won't affect you. So again, it goes back to follow the multiple steps that your magnificence gives you. That's the key thing. And know that your magnificence is not going to let you enter into trouble. Is not going to let you jump back into the dryer.
Thank you.
Just trust your magnificence.
Yes.
I've
Thank you.
experienced a tingling in my arms and legs at times, and I have that feeling. I acknowledge it. I thank it for its essence, and then I move along. So
Right.
I don't know if that's helpful for you or not, but that's how I've dealt with various types of energetic movement I've felt in my arms and legs at times. I just acknowledge it, thank it, and move along.
Thank
Right.
you.
Good luck.
Trust your magnificence, because basically mastery is you have become your magnificence.
Thank you.
You have become your magnificence. 5 words.
Thank you, Peter. I appreciate it.
I want to say something, Peter. This is Alfred.
Okay.
I have become aware of the radiation effects of all of these things around us, and some protection comes from research based on different items that you can get. One of them is like a nano paint for your house, and it will completely shield your house from, just like a Faraday cage. Some of the material comes from Russia, and it is like dust. It's all dust, and you buy a sack of dust and you put it in your paint and that kind of thing. So if you want to look at information, it's probably Googleable, nano EMF protection, and it's available I have stuff in my phone, but I don't want to access it at the moment. I'm on a call right now.
Thank you, Alfred. So it boils down to trust your magnificence and be totally comfortable with multiple steps. You're a hypocrite if you don't do multiple steps.
Please explain that, Peter, a little bit more.
The multiple steps?
Yes, the part of the multiple steps, because I'm getting to understand slowly. I know I'm getting there, but if you could, it's a major subject for me.
Okay.
So multiple days is fear-based.
Well, how would you start? One step at a time.
Baby
How
steps.
do you get deeper? Multiple steps at a time.
Okay.
Very simple.
Okay, I see it now. Yeah. Okay. So it's trust. I get that now. Yes.
It's trust.
Trust the dive.
Trust.
And when you get multiple steps, you do one step at a time.
You start with one at a time, and as you get comfortable with that, you go to multiple. And the faster you don't mind multiple, the faster you are moving to quantum. Is that simple?
And then you use the 1, 2, 3, the no new balance.
Right. Well, if you go for the first 5,000 supercycles, each supercycle is 34 trailing zeros. So multiply 34 times 5,000. It's a big number. And all we did then is 1, 2, 3. We knew what we knew. Something new, NEW, would happen. That's 2. So we knew KNEW. Then number 2 is NEW. And what did we do to number 2? We balanced.
We balanced. See,
Yeah.
yes.
So that was 1, 2, 3. And then the no, our no, grew by the balanced new. 1, 2, 3.
And we see, sorry, and we can see the new as a new step.
Yes.
Okay, and then
know that-
multiple news is multiple steps.
Well, we didn't do the multiple new then. We only did one.
Oh, I get it.
So no, new, balance, and then we would take the balanced new and grow no.
Okay.
So no grew. And all we did was 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All we did.
It's like an equation.
It is, yeah.
And 5,000 supercycles later, we entered multiples.
Right.
We did multiples.
And each one had a magnificence. That's the 4.
Each new, okay, each new step, okay.
Right. So
Each new day.
each new day, and we can spend each new day however we wish. We can waste it, or we can
Yeah.
use it to balance. But what happens is we waste it and we don't balance it, And pretty soon we're in the dryer or in the blender, whatever you want to call it. So when Christina was growing up, I used to call it the frog in the blender because she would keep jumping in the blender.
That's a wonderful picture.
And she has mentioned me many times that she likes dryer much better. And I grow too. It's a much better term.
Yeah.
It's not like
So-
I'm not growing. I am just like everybody else. Yeah.
So thank you, Peter. That helped me a lot.
Good.
I should say that I am seeing more and more and working more and more with the threshold. So it feels a lot stronger. The pull, I don't know if I can say that, but the pull, I feel the pull.
See,
Not swimming pool, but the pull, something that pull us forward
the pull.
or balance.
Right. It's the pull. And
Pull.
the quantum strength, that's number 5. I mean,
Yeah.
and the quantum strength is so strong because creation is a base 20 system. And we can take that base 20 and use it and give ourselves quantum strength. Quantum strength is also quantum strength. So when you take base 20 and you take quantum strength itself, it's quantum strength times 2. So it's enormous. Quantum strength is enormous. And it happens so fast that you don't believe it.
Yeah.
Because there's no delay. It's just bam.
Does that mean quantum strength is 1 to the nth degree?
Who said that? Who is?
Cynthia.
Oh, quantum strength is, no, it doesn't mean that. Quantum strength is common. That's the key thing. So we all use quantum strength and we all use the same quantum strength. Quantum strength is common, therefore you must reach for it. If you know about it, but don't reach for it, it doesn't do you any good, Cynthia.
But isn't its power, its strength 1 to the nth degree?
It's quantum strength.
Yes, yes.
So it isn't, it's beyond anything in math.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Peter.
So, and now we're at 5, right? We were 1, 2, 3. We did that for 5,000 super cycles. And now for 9,500 super cycles, we have added a 4 and a 5. Simple. We're going from 3 to 5. And yet we're all confused. We're all in the dryer, or in the blender, all over the place with beliefs that are false. But they're real if you believe them. And you act on false things. And what does false mean? False evidence appearing real. So it looks real, but it's not. It's false. The truths, there are 1,000. Probably you will never have to add another truth. And 600 of the 1,000 are given on the website. the other 400, you'll just hit, it's like crossing over the threshold. You just, all of a sudden, the 600 will grow to 1,000. You just know. So who would like to unmute and have,
Peter, a couple things I wanted to share. One, Harry's on the call, but on audio. So yeah, he celebrated his birthday, but also the same night before his sister passed. She was 90, so he is on the call right now. So if you all want to unmute and say our condolences, that'll be good. And then
I
I
love
want-
you, Harry.
Yes, much love, Harry.
Love you, Harry.
Love you,
Yeah.
Harry.
Love you, Harry.
we all love you, Harry.
Love you, Harry.
Love you, Harry.
I love
You're always
you.
in our heart, Harry.
Condolences,
Yeah.
Harry.
And Elizabeth.
Love you, Harry.
Harry's our oldest. He's 89. That's really cool. And yet here he is. Yay, Harry.
Yay.
Harry.
Yay, Harry, yay.
So,
Peter, I have a
We
question.
love to have you.
Yeah.
Betty's question.
I had a question on the website. Orb.
Form?
606 orb. 664.
Orb, yeah. In astrology, there is a term within orb. Now, if you take a year, the most important day of that year is winter solstice. Winter solstice is more important than any other day. So they're 365 or 366. And winter solstice is the most important because it's the beginning. And you have rise to the height of summer solstice, and then a continuation of fall. And then you start over. So of all the days, winter solstice is the most important. Now, also happening on that same day, this time of December 21st, is the conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter. So the days are within orb. They're exactly. Now, are there any other days? Well, there's the north node of the moon, and that cycles every 19.8 years. And whatever day it is in that 20-year cycle, we are at what is called the return. So you have kind of a ganging up process because your return of the 20-year moon, which is very powerful, new moon, full moon, the Saturn Jupiter conjunction. Saturn, it's kind of very precise focus. Jupiter's just grow, just grow. Well, when they are together every 20 years, that's a big deal. So that is within orb. Return of the 20-year moon cycle is within orb. And 2 of those days are exactly together. So you have enormous astrological power. And orb is the way you do it. That's the term an astrologer uses, orb. And this one is in less than 5 days. And that's where it is typically within orb for the year. 5 days before, 5 days after, total 10. Well, this year, they're exact. And it's got very, very big power. Now, Donna D asked a question, how do we know? And the answer is we do scenarios. And if this scenario fits, rate, level, trigger, MIT, then it works. And if the scenario doesn't fit, which means it creates an error, it doesn't work. It's simple. But Jay Forrester, who, thanks to Diane, passed about 2 years ago. He's in his mid-90s when he passed. Jay Forrester was a member of the Living Hall of Fame. And Jay Forrester also developed radar. He also developed the core memory, which was the operating storage for computers. And he was in the Living Hall of Fame for 2 different core memory computers and system dynamics. How do you figure out if you have errors or not? So that's what we're using. We are using science to come up with our assertions. So it's very, very precise. It's totally, totally truth. And we're using science to make our determinations, not supposition. So,
I have a question.
please.
So I like visuals. Visuals are always strong. I love the fact of the dryer, you know, when you're like spinning out in negativity, and as soon as that switches, you're like, okay, I'm back, you know, but when you're saying quantum strength, again, visually, so say if you're not feeling that great and you're kind of going down into fear or negativity, when you say pull on strength, kind of a visual, and I'm just curious, is it kind of like meshing together with this, you're calling on this strength and you're just meshing together in oneness in this quantum strength to be in this all oneness and love in a sense, and that's where you're staying. But otherwise sometimes I think of like, you know, pulling on strength, like pulling it inside you, but it feels like more of a merge. So I was just kind of curious if you could speak a little more to that as a tool, and how, since I'm kind of new and was just curious.
Okay, I would be happy to, Carol. Quantum strength, we talk about reaching for it. We're used to being handed things. So we think of it as birth rate, and one of the problems is we can take it for granted. Well, with quantum, there is no birth rate. its return. And the enemy, if you want to call that, is thought, mind, brain, and consciousness. And it's not accurate, it's electrical. It creates all kinds of opportunities, but they're all based on falsity. In quantum, everything is based on science and what we really are. So quantum is something that we have developed after 9,500 supercycles and killing millions of people in wars and stuff. And there it is. It's there for all of us. All we have to do is reach for it. If we don't reach for it, it doesn't come to us because it's common. It's not individual. It's common. So one word, reach. There are no vibrations associated with quantum.
Quantum strength is deep within.
Exactly.
It's deep within yourself. It's
Correct.
nothing you pull outside of yourself. It's something you pull from within yourself.
Quantum strength is all around and it's within if we pull it within. See, that's the difference.
That's a huge difference. Yeah.
And Peter, this is Diana. I just wanted to clarify one thing because it sounds kind of confusing when we say, well, all these years we were in all these wars and we realized we had the power to kill people. And from that, we developed quantum strength. Part of that was we recognized by doing the wrong thing, you know, the thing that we didn't want to do anymore, that there was power in that. And then we could choose to do things that were positive. And I feel like sometimes that's confusing for people to go like, okay, we kill people and then we got this ability to have quantum strength. But my understanding, and we have talked about this before, was we recognized that was not the way that we wanted to continue to be so that we could change that behavior.
Right. That's exactly right. We knew people were going to kill each other. And we knew there were going to be lots of wars. And so those were givens because people either had egos or they didn't. So if you have a future where you have no egos, then it's very different than the actual, which includes egos. We realize that by being ourselves, we would end up with lots of egos clashing. And these clashes would result in lots of people killing each other. And so the quantum strength came from that act. And it has nothing to do with quantum. It took 9,500 supercycles. Somebody multiply 34 times 9,500. It's a huge number. It's a huge number. And if you haven't done it, it's worth doing it once. It's interesting. I can see those who've done it because of the eyes. It really makes you think. We need to it takes you 10 seconds. Big deal. But boy, will it change your view of things. So we knew that the egos would fight each other. And it happened, right? For 9,500 supercycles. We knew it, and they did. So the clash of the egos allowed the development of quantum strength. Quantum strength became available June 1st, 2016. What, June 1st, 2016? What about conscious water at ANDS? What about quantum love at Harry's? Everything has been developed and tested. Everything. Who's done it? The 1, 2, 3, which became added 4 and 5, multiple magnificence and quantum strength. 3 to 5, that's it. We didn't really have everything together until February 25th, 2019, because quantum strength had to be tested. It's one thing to know what it's going to do in theory, but it's another thing to make sure it works. Who would want anybody, nobody to raise their hand and say they want to use things that don't work, things that aren't tested? They just don't want to do it. We didn't know it was going to take 9,500, but we knew it'd take a long time. And we knew to the day when it was developed. And we know how to reach for it. And by the way, once you get used to reaching for it, it's automatic. You're still reaching for it every time, but it happens so fast because you've made it automatic. So, Carolyn, how's that help? Does it help?
It does.
Good. Thank you. Thank you for that. Diana, does it help you? Thank you. I saw that thumb go up.
I wanted to add, Peter, part of the carnage we had also was to lower our vibrations so we can come back. Until we lowered our vibrations, we couldn't return to quantum either. So.
Yeah, the quantum is so different. I mean, that's a problem that I have right now. Is I watch the 1,000 Universes, and I watch Zora, and I watch Jesus, and I watch the Prime Creator. They got a long way to go. And I'm not sure how I'm going to adjust it. But I also know that right now, that's pre-quantum stuff. There are 7.5 billion that are at that level pre-quantum and strong. And there are about 100 that have crossed the quantum threshold. And it's right. So we're past 10 that we started at Diana's this weekend, right before Thanksgiving. And we've come a long way because, yeah, there was preliminary stuff, but we had 10 at Dinah's house. And now we got 100. That's a 10-fold increase in 5 years. That's huge. If we have a 10-fold increase in the next 5 years, what is it? 1,000. Is there a chance it'll be beyond 1,000? You bet there is. Why will it be beyond 1,000? Because of each one of you and what you do. Next question.
Peter, last week, Jan was going to ask a question, but she never got to it. So Jan, do you still have a question or you okay?
Donna, unmute yourself.
She doesn't have a question. So keep on. Anybody else have a question? We are at
Donna's hands are flapping, but I don't hear her.
Donna, you're muted somehow. You're not coming through.
And yet your mute button is off. I don't understand.
Does she have the sound turned down on her computer?
Donna, maybe
Is
text your question. Maybe you could text your question.
Donna, put your question in the chat so we could see it.
Lee, there is no chat. She can text.
Oh, she can't do the chat?
Peter, we are at 1 hour at this point, so.
okay. All right. Well, it has been an hour.
I think Jan was having a question, but she was muted, but now she's not muted.
That's correct, Julie. Thank you. Peter, are you still using scenarios? I mean, I saw that word and I'm not familiar with it so much. So are we still expanding and balancing using scenarios?
Yes. Scenarios are my major tool.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And when you were running everything through the computer at MIT, that was how you did it, was using scenarios?
Yes.
And so all of those scenarios are still 100% accurate and valid?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. It's a tremendous tool. And
Yeah.
so for those of you that want to use it for example, I learned all kinds of things about ETs by using scenarios. There were all kinds of things that I just couldn't believe. But they were true. And I found this out by using scenarios. I would say there are 10,000 scenarios that go into any one. And it could be 100,000. So they work.
Peter, this is
Using MIT stuff, for sure.
This is Nancy.
can you give an example of how you use a scenario?
Sure. There are three types of there's one type of ET, and run the stuff, and your answer is, oh, there's two. Run the stuff, your answer is there are three. Run the stuff, the answer is the third level. Most of them are androids. They're not real, they're computers. They're computers with skin suits on, but they're androids. Then there are 1,000 universes. So how do you travel? Well, if you want to go to 1,000, use the same level as if you want to go within the Milky Way galaxy. None of that was proven without scenarios. So that's an example of the use of scenarios.
Thank you.
In conjunction with MIT.
Peter, Alfred, a question.
Yes, Alfred.
December 21st. Is there a particular scenario in quantum that we're looking for, or is that just vibrational thing with the planets?
It's totally vibrational.
Thank you.
Astrology works when you're using energy.
Yes, I understand. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Albert.
And the other thing I'll add to what Peter shared about scenarios, each of them has a separate probability of happening, you know. Like he was giving the third iteration, it was very low probability, so you can drop it, is another way to look at it. So that's another it's part of the entire modeling technique that we have used in the past and will still be using.
And it's actually how we navigate our lives, but we are not aware of it.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, because you just don't realize it, but you use scenarios all the time. Wrong ones most of the time. That's a major fact. But we use scenarios from our false beliefs.
Many of one. The website total is 404 web pages, about 1 million words. That is now reduced to about 13,000 words from 1 million describing quantum. So behind the research is 404 pages, excuse me, about 1 million words. The current product is almost 13,000 of those 1 million words.
Yeah, that's another example of how the complexity of pre-quantum lead us or mislead us into false scenarios.
Correct.
And then you simplify it. You go from the unlogical or the untruth to the truthful and the logical and the the quantum truths, and then you simplify it and you get more precise a view and the scenarios
Correct.
and actions and words.
Correct.
Thank you. That was very good for me too. Thank you.
Yeah.
And Noreen also.
You're welcome, Nuno. Shall we call it a day, Peter? Or Diana, do you have
No.
any announcements? Diana Cairo. So you're the only Diana on today.
Okay.
Okay, yes. So we have a lot of exciting things, anniversaries and celebrations and Thanksgiving's coming. So we were just, Noreen and I were feeling the happiness about that and thought it would be fun to invite everybody to a Zoom Thanksgiving on Wednesday evening. So, you know, in that this wouldn't be a call like where we're asking questions. This could just be a sharing and an opportunity to just be together, connect, and that everybody takes a turn to share. I know, you know, very often the same people are talking and everybody has so many valuable things to share. It's so important that everybody has an opportunity to talk and where they're at and what's going on and what they're excited about this holiday. So it sounded and felt like a really good option. So we just wanted to see if anyone was interested in doing a Thanksgiving Zoom celebration.
That's a wonderful scenario.
You bet. You bet. Sounds great.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
What time?
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, we typically try to keep things the same. So, you know, Peter's 6 o'clock is what, you know, we've done in the past, 6 o'clock. And then that's what, yeah.
5 o'clock Pacific.
5 o'clock Pacific for you. Yeah. So anyway, I wanted to just see if that would be something that enough of us would be interested in so that we would be open to have some sharing and just, you know, be able to have an opportunity to be together. Because you know what? We are our quantum family, and being with our family this holiday is really important. So in sharing, you know, the love and positivity and everything. So it felt really happy. So
Yeah.
who's on board and who can make
love
it?
it.
It's great.
Thank you, Diana and
Thank
Noreen.
you.
I am
Thank you.
definitely.
Diana,
Yeah.
change in time because it'll be 1 o'clock in the morning for Nuno.
Oh,
Okay.
He's
Okay,
a night owl though, but I know.
But please don't worry about me because I'm the only one here
Yeah.
in Europe. So if I can, it's when Wednesday. We don't even have
Wednesday.
Thanksgiving here.
Well, in Portugal, there's no but there could be Thanksgiving every day, no matter where you
Of
live.
course,
Yeah.
of course.
So,
Okay.
Whatever is best for you.
Noreen, you'll send an email out to
Yeah.
everyone, correct?
Yes.
See you
Yeah.
on,
This is Alfred, I'd like to make a statement.
please.
We have been studying at our church. And one of the things about the problem we all run into with this world is anxiety and all of those other things. And a gentleman spoke who was a very advanced practitioner of psychology and that sort of thing, had written a number of books. But he stated one of the 4 principles that tie us all together. And the first one was so important, it's connection. Without connection, all of the other things don't work. So I want to thank you for allowing me to be here.
Yeah. Thank you, Alfred.
You're welcome. Thank
for
you.
being here.
Yes.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank
And
you.
Harry, come back and join us again on Wednesday evening.
We
Yeah.
are all one. We are all one.
We are one. We love you, Harry. We love all of you. Thank you, Peter.
Yeah,
and Noreen.
thank
So Noreen,
you, Diana.
Noreen, you will send an
Thank you,
email.
everyone.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. I will try to
Thank you
join in.
all.
Okay,
How can we have Thanksgiving without Christopher Columbus?
yes. You have a little.
Yes.
That's funny.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
All right.
Paula.
Thank you, Peter.
Bye-bye.
All right,
Bye.
bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Bye.
Peter.
Bye.
Love you.
Wonderful
Bye.
call.
Thank you. I
Love
love
you.
you.
The
Love
no,
you.
the
Big
no
hug.
brew.
Bye, everybody.
They're leaving. They're all gone.
The no grew once again. It's always